There's one number that matters before we start. 80. For almost 80 years, the word Ferrari has meant one thing: the most beautiful car in the room, the loudest, the poster on your wall as a kid. 2 nights ago, in Rome, Ferrari pulled the cover off the car that's supposed to carry that name into the next 80 years. And people lost it. The stock dropped 8% before the lights even came up. Hagerty called it crude and ill-proportioned. A Bloomberg analyst said it looks like a Honda Accord and a Tesla had a baby. And then the man who built the modern Ferrari brand, the former chairman himself, stood up on a stage in Italy and said they should rip the badge off the car before a single one ships. His words. They're destroying a myth. Here's my problem with all of that. Every single one of them is wrong. And I'll prove it. Stick with me. Act 1. The Backlash. So let's back up. May 25th, 2026. Ferrari throws one of the biggest events in their history. Rome. 5 prototypes of their first electric car lit up across the city. International press. Investors in the room. The car is called the Ferrari Luce. It's the Italian word for light. They'd been teasing it for 2 years. The moment it's revealed, the reaction is savage. Within hours, Ferrari stock is down 8.4%. Same day, on a reveal. That almost never happens. Then the reviews hit. Hagerty called the Luce crude, ill-proportioned, and inappropriate. Bloomberg's auto analyst said the shape looks like a Honda Accord and a Tesla 3 had a baby. Auto Week, even yellow doesn't save it. But the real damage came from one guy, Luca di Montezemolo. He ran Ferrari from 1991 to 2014, the architect of the modern Ferrari brand. And he stood up on stage at Confindustria, the gathering of the Italian business establishment, and publicly went after his own former company. He said Ferrari should take the Prancing Horse badge off the car before they ship a single one. He said they're destroying a myth. When the guy who built the myth says you're destroying it, that lands. Act 2. The myth. Before I tell you why everyone's getting this wrong, you need to understand what that myth actually is. For most of Ferrari's history, the cars weren't designed in-house. They were shaped by Pininfarina, the Italian design house that drew nearly every Ferrari that mattered. The 250 GTO, 1962, the Daytona, the Testarossa, the F40, the last car Enzo Ferrari signed off on before he died, the Enzo, every one an icon. An original 250 GTO sells today for over $70 million, the most valuable car on the planet. For 80 years, the shape was the soul. The feeling was loud, low, gorgeous. Now picture the company announcing that their statement car for the electric era wasn't shaped by Pininfarina. It was shaped by Jony Ive, the man who designed the iPhone, famous for making calm, quiet, minimalist objects. And the car he helped make? Silent. 5 seats, 4 doors. That's the myth Montezemolo is talking about. It was never really about whether the Luce is pretty. It's about 80 years of identity. I get it, but the fear is pointed at the wrong thing. Let me show you the car they actually built. Act 3. The car they actually made. The Ferrari Luce. Internal code F222. First fully electric Ferrari ever made. Designed by Love From, Jony Ive's studio, with Mark Newson and Ferrari's own team. The numbers are wild. 4 electric motors, 1 on each wheel. Combined, 1,035 horsepower. A 122 kilowatt-hour battery on 800 volts. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 2.5 seconds. Top speed past 310. Range, 529 kilometers. 329 miles on a charge. For a 2.5-ton car making over 1,000 horsepower, that's genuinely impressive engineering. And then the stuff people are mad about. 5 meters long, 2,260 kilos, the heaviest Ferrari ever. 5 doors, 5 seats, a hatchback in the back. Without question, the least Ferrari-shaped Ferrari in history. Price? 550,000 euros, around 640,000 US. The most expensive car Ferrari sells. More than the Purosangue, more than the SF90, more than every 12-cylinder. 60 new patents for one car. And here's the decision that broke the internet. Ferrari gave it almost no engine sound. No fake V12, no piped-in exhaust note. In most modes, the car is just quiet. For a brand whose identity is noise, that's a massive swing. So let me tell you why I think it's the smartest thing Maranello has done in 20 years. Act 4. The real strategy. Here's the part the angry takes are missing. The Luce isn't a sports car. Ferrari didn't build it to replace anything. They built it to walk into a category they'd never been in, the fastest-growing corner of the luxury market. Ultra-luxury electric Grand Tourer, $500,000 and up. A car you drive, or get driven in. Big rear seats, silent cabin, wood and leather, not screens. That space belongs to other people. Rolls-Royce Spectre, sold out 2 years. Bentley Backlash. Mercedes Maybach EQS. Aston Martin has one coming. Ferrari had nothing. So when critics say the Luce isn't a Ferrari, they're right. It isn't. And it was never supposed to be. According to Bain, that segment is growing 22% a year. Traditional sports cars? Flat. We've seen this exact movie before. 2022, Ferrari announces the Purosangue, their first SUV. Reaction: sacrilege. Brand killer. Stock wobbled. Sound familiar? 3 years later, the Purosangue has a 2-year waiting list, one of their best sellers. Helped Ferrari post the highest sales in company history. The car that was supposed to ruin Ferrari made it richer than ever. The Luce is that story, running again. Take the Backlash, then quietly sell every unit for the next 5 years. The Luce is the business that pays for the loud cars. Act 5. The honest counter. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the critics are all idiots. There are real risks. First, the silence. A huge part of what makes a Ferrari is the sound. A V12 at 9,000 RPM, that's not a feature, that's the religion. The Luce has none of it. Ferrari is betting the brand survives without it. That's a real bet. Second, the badge. If your last 3 Ferraris are an SUV, an electric sedan, and a hybrid, at what point does the Prancing Horse stop meaning sports car? Montezemolo's not wrong to ask. And third, the Tesla problem. You spend $640,000 on the Luce. Your buddy spends $100,000 on a Tesla Model S Plaid that's quicker. So what exactly are you paying 6 times more for? Status, design, and feel. Different business entirely. The critics aren't dumb. I just think their story is half a story. Here's where I land. Ferrari didn't build the Luce to kill the V12. They built it to walk into a $500,000 market they were locked out of. And every single time a heritage brand has pushed into a category people swore they had no business in, Porsche with the Cayenne, Lamborghini with the Urus, Ferrari with the Purosangue, the exact same thing happens. Critics scream. Stock dips. Sales explode. The new car becomes the best seller. And the brand ends the decade bigger than it started. I think the Luce sells every unit Ferrari can build for the next 5 years. So tell me where you land. Brand killer or smartest move Maranello has ever made? Drop it in the comments. This one's going to be a war. This is the Car Report. Real stories from the world of cars. Hit subscribe. Catch you on the next one.